Hola, Gemini. This is the Childlike Empress.
And I'm Neorin.
And this is the Southern Oracles. That's where you're at. This reading is for Gemini. And for Gemini season, we decided to do something fun, which we're going to be doing that every season for every sign. So for Gemini season, we decided we're changing angles now, guys. We decided to do how to tackle both the dark, which would be this side, and the light. How to bring the two sides together, okay?
And I wanted to say that we're doing it obviously because it's Gemini season, but also because I hear so many people asking, they want to work on themselves and they just don't know where to start.
Right.
And if you are a person who wants to work on yourself, this is a good place to start knowing what's good and
right.
what's the light part of you and the shadow part of you.
Yeah, what motivates you to have the dark side of you? Like, what is the patterns that contributed to that? And then also with your light side, the things that are good about you and what ways you can cultivate those so that they can be a better strength for you, right? So that's where we're at with it, and we hope it's more helpful. As far as the Taurus videos are concerned, we love you guys so much. I will say this for those who are Tauruses who may be watching this reading. I don't know why. Maybe you have a Gemini rising or something. Your video did not want to upload. I will still continue to try to the very end of my days, and
none of the Taurus season videos really uploaded just right. 2 or 3 of them.
Right. So we had trouble. You saw part 2 uploaded, but part 1 didn't, and that is the reason why your videos are not here. We are trying a totally different method right now, which is why it's clearer, and hopefully this will be more successful. But when it uploads, even if it was in May, just know that it uploaded when it uploaded, and that's when the messages are getting out there. I don't know if they're pertinent or are not. I don't know. All I know is it's going to get out there because I'm determined that it's going to. I'm just sorry that it didn't happen during your time. Okay? All right. So for this new
also,
series...
one last thing. If you see a mannequin, we're shop owners. Yes. So if you see mannequins or mannequin parts laying around, we're not crazy.
We're not. Okay. When we say we're business owners, we weren't teasing. Literally, you'll see mannequins with clothes dressed around here because that's just what we do when we're not doing this. So I hope you guys appreciate this new series. I think it's pretty neat. The ways that we're going to tackle it is a little different than we do the other spreads. It's not going to be so much based on past, present, future, head, heart, feet. The things we're going to tackle in here are some qualities that you have, both on the dark side and the light side. We're going to tackle maybe some of the reasoning behind why you have that, and that would be the overall cards and the cards in general, the spread in general. Why you have those qualities, right? Or what motivates you to have those qualities, or your heart space is really where it seems like it's centered. And then your advice, what to do about it, and then of course the interplay of the cards. That's the way we've seen that the spread has been playing out. Okay. So
also, I want to say is if you hear something that you don't like, obviously, inevitably, this is your shadow side, and you'll probably hear something that you don't like about yourself,
right?
Or you might just say this plain not true, and it may not be true. Again, we're reading for lots of Geminis here, but if something rings a bell, if it hits you, it's just a trigger.
Right.
And that's another way you could figure out how to fix things.
Right.
Because if something triggers you,
right,
it hits a nerve.
Right. If something hits a nerve and you're just like, what? Where do I get that from? And where is that coming from? Where are they saying that? Understand, first of all, that we're just reading what we see. And the point of this is because for us, I'm going to speak personally for me because I don't like to speak for the Orin, but she may agree. She may not. That's the thing about our channel. But in this journey, a lot of people, I've listened to some readers, and this is why we came to the conclusion that we wanted to do our own channel, because we do truly want to help. But, I've heard them say, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, that's not me. And where is that getting from? And then as I've grown, I'm like, that is me. But that's not the angle that I'm coming at. So if you understand that when we're reading something like, I don't like what they're saying, that might not seem like me. Maybe we're not getting your intention right or something like that. That's what I always felt like when it felt like people were attacking my sign. I'm a Taurus, so you already know how that goes, especially for the men. You guys have my sympathy. Basically saying that it's triggering you because maybe later on you'll recognize the nugget of truth that they get into it, even if they don't get the entirety of the truth as to why you've gotten to the point that you've gotten to and why you behave in those ways. Okay.
Right. And I don't want you to feel like this is a personal attack.
It absolutely
because we don't know you.
We don't. And we don't even we don't even want to put out a video to hurt people that we don't know. I don't even have that energy in me. Okay. So if you see, but honestly, the way that we've done it, I think it's very classy. And it's very open, and it very much is to help you to overcome these things that can lead you to being able to progress better and more on your own journey. Once you tackle those things, nobody can take that away from you. So we're going to get started.
Right. We don't usually do such a long intro.
No, but this is new for us. And, you know, it's exciting. We are oracles. We don't want to be readers that tell you day to day what you're going to do and how to do it and what to do. What we want to do is be able to put some information out there so that if you do make decisions, you make the best informed decisions that you can. And also if you're on a spiritual journey, because that's where we're at, you are able to grow if that's what you're truly wanting to do. For those of us who aren't so concerned with soulmates and this and that.
Well, even if you are, this still will help you. I know a lot of people who are into, you know, the twin flame thing, and they're like, you have to do certain things in order to come together with your twin, and you understand that you're mirrors. So even if this is not you, it may be them, or you guys exhibit the same problem. So now you'll know, oh, that's his thing too.
Right. Well,
you know, that's mine, that's his. We can work. At least you can work on your side.
For me, I'm not interested in it at all. Even though I will say that I'm on some type of soulmate journey. I don't know what kind. I don't care about the labels about it anymore. But I will say this. If I can work on myself to get rid of whatever it is that brought this person into my life that make them a mirror, right? I believe it can be ended. So certain broken thoughts about that. But if I can get to the point where I'm healed and I'm healthy and nobody can ever take that away from me, right? I can bring the things into my life that I want, if that was the purpose of the journey in the first place, right? To get us to a point where we can finally live out our dreams. That's why that person was introduced to us as a catalyst or whatever. So that's my angle. I'm hoping I can reach people in that angle. But if you are on a soulmate journey and you want to know what things this person is trying to show to you, you haven't been able to see them.
What they're seeing.
Right. That you're not seeing in yourself.
Right.
This is definitely the spread that's going to help you for across all signs, and we're kind of glad the Gemini season helped us to kind of see that, because it was a neat little. I like this spread a lot, especially because I'm on a spiritual path, and that's all I've been thinking about: how to improve, how to get better.
So we're not going to bother with the signs because this is all about you.
Yes.
This is Gemini.
Right. This is
so that's the only signs we're seeing.
Right.
We're gonna see.
Yeah.
And this, of course, is the dark side.
Yes.
You can see, and this is the light.
Yeah, look how pretty that is. Look how light that is. Okay, so we went into detail. Hopefully we won't have to do it for every video, but all right, so starting with your dark side, we want to start out with the qualities that we see that you need to work on, okay, on the dark side of it. Right here in your headspace, it seems to explain pretty well your thinking. And
so those cards are,
cards are the Seven of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles.
Okay.
So we'll in combination with each other, it almost looks like one of the things that is quality that you need to work on, okay, is when you give to people with this Six of Pentacles here, you tend to do it in a way that's like, here, you can have this thing, right? Whatever it is. It could be acts of service, because it looks like when we're reading it, the acts of service.
Plus it's Pentacles. Pentacles is usually an action.
Yeah, 3D thing. So something that's tangible. Maybe you loan people money, or you feed them, or you clothe them. You do specific things. Mm-hmm. I would even venture to say charitable things.
Yeah, definitely charity. I see
right.
That.
With the Six of Wands here, and the Six of Pentacles, I see charitable works, right? When you do those things, you kind of present it to the people as, here, this is what I'm giving you. You give it freely, like a seed, with this Ace of Pentacles. But what ends up happening over time is, with the Seven of Swords, we kind of see this fire burning here. A little bit of resentment that starts to happen. Yeah, we can pull the card up because I want them to see. There's a lot of resentment little. I'd say it's little because it's like a small fire.
See here?
But you'll see why we say a lot in a minute. It's a small fire that starts burning, and you start, in a sense, with this man, collecting grievances.
If you see the swords, see if I can pull that up. Yeah, there you go. You see the swords that's in his hand and on his back? Mm-hmm. Those are like the little things that are starting to weigh on you or get on your nerves. Or it's almost like you're a grievance collector. It's like, I'm giving these things, but in the back of your mind, you're like, well, I'm not getting anything
back, right?
In return.
Right.
See how the swords is behind him? Yes. In the back of your mind.
Yes, this is in the back of your mind. So with the Six of Wands here, I think that you think, obviously, that it's a good thing to do.
Oh, Six of Pentacles. To help people.
The Six of Pentacles is a good thing to do. I say that with both the Six of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. But I think that, again, you start to get angry. You start to get a little resentful is the word that I'm feeling over and over again. When you're giving all these things and you feel like nobody's giving back to you. Right.
Or even if it's not actual things that they're giving you, it may be, so you see how these people are on their knees, it may be just about the gratitude.
Yes,
It's like people, you almost feel like you give so much that people just expect you to give now.
Right, and don't appreciate what you're giving. What you're giving out, okay? So now that fire, because we do the interplay of the cards, right here, is where it starts to grow. Okay, that fire starts to get a lot bigger. And it creates in you, if you see this bowl behind the swords, this barricade of swords, it's a sacrifice. That's what the bowls represent and pretty much everywhere. It's a sacrifice. I'm a bull, I know, I hate it, but so you feel like you always sacrificing yourself, right? Always offering yourself up to the greater good, right? And
but also with these swords, I just want to say that you feel like you're even stuck in this pattern, or it's expected. I feel like it's expected of you. Like you have no you have no other options but to be this way.
But remember with the Eight of Swords, always remember with Eight of Swords, it is a self-inflicted prison. Right. So though you feel that it's something that you have to do, that is what you feel. That is not necessarily the truth. It actually isn't the truth because the sword represents that you're not actually trapped.
Right.
You're blindfolded. You can't see that you can't do it, that you don't have to do it, but you don't have to do it, okay? And it's created this blockade around you. And you may have gotten these expectations from childhood.
Or family and friends.
Right. Family and friends.
See how, you can see? You see how they have the two kids and the older couple is behind them?
Yes.
Usually, that seems sentimental and sweet to me, but now it's almost like it's some kind of generational thing.
Yes.
Like maybe it even could be like the elders in your church or some kind of elders, parents, somebody. It's like, this is what I've been taught to think and believe, and this is how people behave.
I even got the idea like she looks like the older sister teaching the younger brother, so it may just even be that you're the older one and expected to take care of everybody else,
right?
Because of your position, and position comes up quite frequently. This person's in a better position, or older, or more senior position. This person's in a more senior position. Do you understand what I mean? So maybe you're in a senior position in your life in some way, shape, or form. And so you feel like you have to take care of other people because that's the expectation that's been put on you since childhood. You're responsible. This is responsibility right here of everybody's happiness.
Right.
Their happiness, their joy. They
and
get
you
to
might
be
even
free.
feel like with these two cards that you're sacrificing your own happiness in order to be the responsible one.
Yes, absolutely. Like you're always responsible for everybody else's greater good. Their greater good comes across because of this senior position, where you're stuck, but they're free to be happy. That's how you feel. That might not be the circumstance because nobody's walking around here completely scot-free. But you feel like you always sacrifice everybody else.
Remember, you're collecting grievances here.
Right.
So that's what makes it a shadow side.
Right.
It's not that they feel that way. It's just that it's shadow sides because you're secretly secretly collecting these grievances and you're not letting it known.
Right.
You may be helping people out, but in the back of your mind, like, why do I always have to do it?
Right. Why can't she get her own stuff together? These are the little thoughts that are crossing your mind and
right, but you're letting it collect.
Yes. That's why the fire has grown.
Right.
Here. In the heart of the very
So that's what makes it a shadow. Not that you feel that way. I mean, you have the right to feel how you feel, but because you're not expressing it.
Yes.
And I always say with the Seven of Swords, he doesn't express everything.
Nope.
He may leave, because he always got those two swords, he may leave behind hints and clues, but he doesn't say.
Right. It may be a smart remark here or an unanswered phone call there or whatever.
But you're not being direct and honest.
Yes. You're not being upfront with what it is that you truly feel. Now in the heart, this is basically what it is. Everybody else is free while you're stuck.
Oh, that's how you're perceiving it. And remember, it's only your perception because you have this blindfold on. Yep. Excuse me about that. Definitely. Yeah, you have that blindfold on. So may not be seeing things correctly.
Yep.
Well, you're not seeing, definitely not seeing things
correctly. Yeah, and you got that idea of illusion actually comes up in your lighter side
as
well.
The thing is, you're not trapped in this.
Right.
You're not stuck. Just because somebody expects it doesn't mean you have to do it.
Right.
You're your own person, and you can speak up on your own behalf.
But maybe you can't see a way that you can do it in a way that's kind or nice. That's fine. Because I think that kindness and charity, for some reason, being magnanimous is tied integrally to your identity.
Definitely, with this, especially with this Six
of Wands.
I think you, and remember this is reading this as your shadow, okay?
Yes.
And I think that you kind of, it makes you feel important.
Yes.
That to be needed.
Yes.
You see how everybody is like bowing down to the queen. So in some respect, this makes you feel it gives you a sense of power, importance.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's why that's one of the reasons you continue to do it.
Right, because we can get negative energy and reinforcement or positive energy and reinforcement. So even though this is a negative side, what you get out of it is it feeds this need, this need in you to be needed.
Your ego.
It feeds your ego, and in your ego, it's like, I'm needed, I'm important. They can't do it without me, or people are constantly coming to you for support, and you're just like, okay, I'm the one they have to come to get it done.
Yeah. So on one hand, you feel resentful of it, but on the other hand, it gives you that sense of importance.
Yes, and nobody does anything without any reinforcement, right? So that's where you're at right now in your heart space. Now, what you can do about it, because I think that you generally, this is what I'm feeling. The undercurrent of why this is all going on is because you truly do want to be free. That's just what it is. Not that you don't want to be good, but why do you have to sacrifice yourself in order for everybody else to be happy?
I don't think you don't want to be helpful and want to be giving. Those still are part of your personality.
Yes.
But you don't want to do it every time and at the drop of a hat and at somebody else's whim and at your sacrifice, at your expense.
Yes, at your expense. And so the advice that you're getting, this was upright.
Oh, yeah. All the cars are upright.
All the cars are upright. It just when we're moving them and looking at them and touching them. And just to let you guys know, we deal beforehand. So we have time to sit with the cards. So sometimes we'll pick them up and talk about it right before we record. Okay, so that's how that guy got in reverse. Stay there. So with the King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Tower, basically it's
as an advice.
Well, you go ahead, because she had a really nice little term.
Yeah, and I've been watching. I've been watching Game of Thrones, and I know a few guys are Game of Thrones fans, but this kind of reminds me of Daenerys. It's giving me Daenerys vibe, and it's like what you have to do is you have to break the wheel.
Yeah, you do.
See how that monkey is blindfolded, just the same as that guy. You're trying to influence things, but not really meet it head on.
Right.
You might be doing little things, subversive things,
right,
saying things, but you're not really tackling things head on.
Right.
And their saying is, look at this. Look at this guy with the spear. You got to meet it on. You got to meet it head on. You got to break the wheel.
Well, we did miss one contributing factor to the heart of the matter is fear. 8 of Swords.
Right.
Okay. The heart of the matter of why you don't do what you need to do or to tackle this is fear. That's the heart of the matter for everyone. Your fears may be of not being able to be happy, right? Or to make everybody happy. Because that's what I see. Maybe you're afraid that you couldn't make it.
Right.
You can't make everybody happy. You can't please everyone. Maybe that's what makes you feel stuck. Like, I got to please everyone. And I don't even know how I'm supposed to make all these different people happy. It gives you the shadow side of it. Basically, the summarization is you become a people pleaser.
But also, you're resentful.
Right.
You're resentful for the people you are pleasing.
Right. You become a people pleaser. In no shape or form your own. Again, something that you may have been taught to do in order to make others happy is to do things to please them. Always do acts of service.
Also, there's a bit of traditionalism in it for me. And I want to say maybe it's depending on where you live, obviously, in the world. It could be because you're a woman.
Yes.
And women are expected to give and give and give and do this and do that and that kind of stuff. Or, I mean, really any part of the world. Every part of the world. But, more in some cultures more than others.
Right.
It could be religious because I do see that hellfire in the background.
Yes.
And I do see the elders again.
Yep, the elders, you know them.
Who always, no, you have to do this for the good of the realm.
Yeah.
Or the good of whatever.
Guilt, shame, whatever it is they need to do to keep you in line. We've got dogs.
Oh yeah, and somebody's knocking on the door. Excuse me. This is a quite the reading, but yes, I see with the fire and hell. So you might fear some kind of repercussions or punishments or something like that, or people looking down at you because you're not gonna do it.
Hellfire.
Yeah.
Now, Gypsy.
So it could be that.
Your turn.
But it also. You could just be hearing Notre Dame. Okay. But and here's with this King of Wands here, it's you're in that position to break this wheel, to reinvent your life. When I say break the wheel, that's what I mean. Reinvent your life and reinvent the structure in it. Like, yes, you can help people. Yes, you can give. Yes, you can do charities. But on your own terms. excuse me, I have a cold. Um, yeah, it's on your own terms. You don't have to worry about what these people think or what tradition is. Maybe in your family, it's the middle child who does everything. Whatever,
Yep.
you know,
I
everybody has
see older sister.
differences. Older
Always gotta
sisters,
worry about
right,
her siblings.
right,
Type of
right.
deal, so it's whatever.
But this is what they're saying is you're in a position of power.
Yep. So it's
to change things.
Break the wheel. Stop doing things the way everybody else wants you to do them, because your light side, and this is surprising, but your light side is almost exactly like your dark side. Almost like what you need to cultivate is also what you need to let go of, and we'll explain a little bit as we go. Moving over to your light side, your overall is boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, that being stuck
And that's
energy
that Four
still travel right. It travels right over to here. So you've got illusion, limbo, and gratitude in your head thoughts. So what are we going to talk about are your good qualities. Okay. You are a visionary with the hangman here.
The ability, to see things that probably nobody else can see.
Right. You see it like, remember Harry Potter? We are avid fantasy freaks. And I don't mean like in the, like, we love fantasy books. Crazy. Like I've been reading since I was 11, since Marcy was like 11, we've been reading, since the Orin was 11. Yeah. We have been reading fantasy, okay? So we are going to use fantastical references all through. We'll even use some sci-fi references if you guys like Isaac Asimov or whatever. With the moon here and the illusion and limbo and gratitude, if anybody remembers when Hermione said that she has the ability to see extraneous details that people often overlook. So that's how she's able to come to her conclusions. That would be you. That's what I get from the illusion, the limbo with the hangman, and then the 9 of Pentacles. It's like you're an out-of-the-box thinker, not just attributing that. You have the ability, you make yourself look at things from different angles. When you are thinking about your different dreams and visions, and you're able to see it in ways that other people can't. Because you see how the moonlight is pulling up.
Right. And that's the thing. The thing is that you may keep your dreams or... See, this card is illusion. Yeah. You may keep your fantasies and dreams and all the thinking differently hidden.
Right.
But what they're saying is let it come out. Yeah. Let it come from out in the darkness.
Yeah.
Come out in the open to play.
It's almost like it's like worshiping, like, yes!
Yeah. Because the moon sheds the light on the darkness.
Yes.
And it brings things that were previously hidden.
Right, and it's kind of wacky. So I feel not wacky like crazy, wacky like creative and whimsical. That's what I mean. It's kind of whimsical. Sometimes maybe when you share your thoughts, people may not understand them because they don't see things that way. But it's so needed.
But also, if we were just playing off of this side and it's about helping people, you have a different idea of what could help people.
Yes.
Not just baking cookies for the bake sale or something like that. You're like, no, I have this great idea. We could do this and we could do that. And, but I don't think you actually say it.
No.
It's just thoughts at this point.
Right. They're just the hidden creativity that you have. That's just like a wellspring waiting to come forward. So that's what your headspace is. So basically there's some of your greater qualities that you are a visionary. And I really feel like they want you to cultivate that. Let that up. Pull up those... and he looks a little wacky between those two seals, but pull out those wonky, kind of out of the box, kind of weird, right? Ideas that you have because they are needed. I think it's, visionary. I just keep getting over the 9 of Pentacles because she's somebody who's a boss in her own right? She doesn't ask for anything from anybody. Within yourself, you have this ability to see things in a way that
nobody, and the thing is nobody else can see because the hangman, he's on his head. Not everybody's hanging around on their head.
Yeah.
And so you have the ability to see things that other people can't see and also maybe even expand things. I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing that moon, full moon coming out.
Yeah, so for instance, if somebody created something, you would be the kind of person who will be able to see not only a better way to make that thing, right? Like, a better way to make the thing, but not only that, maybe a more expansive way for that thing, who it should be marketed to, and what would be the best way to use the thing. Whereas they might not be able to see that. That's what I think they're saying. Your perspective on things is needed because sometimes people get into a mindset of, oh, it's got to be like this. Like you would be the person who, we were just talking about this.
Again,
I'm going to say
break the mold. What?
Break the mold. So we're talking about Old Town Road. How you guys know the song Old Town Road. Yeah. The guy sings the song. It is literally 2 minutes. I think I clocked it at 2 minutes and like 10 seconds, maybe a little less. And the song has a very simple melody, very simple middle. I don't think the boy even thought he was going to do anything with it. He was like a video gamer or whatever. And yet, everybody knows the song, everybody knows the lyrics. And I'm pretty sure every country music person who puts hundreds of thousands of dollars behind, Brett Hardley or whatever the names that they make these names up for these people are, was like, how the hell is this song 6 times platinum? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. The breaker of the box is, you can come in, see something a different way, and it's even better than what people had anticipated it should be. That's what I'm saying. You just kind of like a surprise. The way you think is a surprise. Gotcha. So that's her letting me know, 'cause she's the director, that I'm taking too long. I have a tendency to overtalk. So we're going to go on.
Well, because we spent so much time.
We did spend so much time explaining. That's not usually the case, but this is a new thing. Okay, so you guys get extra love and extra time. Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gemini. I say it twice.
We can't sing it.
Happy birthday, Gemini. For the twins. It's not fair.
Right,
Just
for
talk
one.
To them, not the other. Right. So here we have for your heart space. And this is just
the good twin, the evil twin. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Okay, bye.
So the calm, the victory, and temptation. Again, it's the same. I almost felt like, again, that your spread was mirroring. It's mirroring, right? So calm, victory, and temptation. This is the devil card. Okay? In your heart, you want to cut everything. I'll be real. This is a 6 of swords. That's what calm actually is. The 6 of swords, right? Where you're leaving for peaceful waters, right? But it also, calm is the advice for this one. That's like the overall of that card. I think that you have to be, as the word we came up with us is know thyself. You want to cut everybody off with the 6 of swords energy and just go do and run and do what you want to do. That could be the extreme, right? That could lead you to your dark side, where you just want to have fun. And, we missed something with the dark side. I really have to say this.
All right.
Sometimes I think you let people, like your friends, that came up too, what the expectations of our you. Sometimes maybe they like will go out or whatever it is that they need. What is it that we talked about? It was like,
what, live vicariously through other people?
I see escapism always when I see this card. So maybe one of the ways that you do live that kind of fun life is through escapism. Maybe partying. I didn't see drugs.
Yeah, but it could be that you're living vicariously through other people.
It could be too. Yeah. It could be either you're living through other people's lives.
Because you're restricted.
Because you feel trapped and they're free.
Right.
But it could also be that one of the things that you do is you like to party a lot or seek out either fun activities. I would just say partying. This is what I say. Running with your friends and stuff. And that kind of keeps you stuck too. They may be hindering you. Again, people pleasing, going along with the crowd is what I'm saying. Instead of standing out, which is what I'm getting on your light side.
Yeah, but for me, it's coming up as you're living vicariously through other people because you're so restricted and you barely could see what's going on. It's like in the ear. These two are in the ear talking. And you're just like, oh, I have to stay focused on my thing.
Yeah, I would worry. I would worry so much about going along with the crowd, for sure. Being stuck by what they're doing. I think they're asking you in your heart space, and you're asking yourself in your heart space too, and this is what they want you to cultivate, that desire to kind of break free. That's what I'm saying. This is leaving. This is the Ace of Swords, which is the clarity. But you only get the clarity so that you can make the necessary decisions and moves in order to go forward. So for you, the necessary decision they're asking you for is the devil, right? In this particular case, it looks to me almost like the 3 of Swords. If you see the two of them, they're next to each other, side by side. Comparison. They're asking you yet again to not only break the wheel, but just cut loose a little bit.
Cut a rug. They actually look like they're dancing to me.
Yeah, cut and run. That's what you want to do. You want to cut and run.
You want to cut and run.
Right. You want to cut and run.
But what they're saying is maybe cut a rug.
Right.
Meaning, don't leave everything behind because part of this is who you are.
Right.
Maybe let your hair down and see how their hair is.
Yes, free and fine. They're just going with the flow of the oceans. This is a tornado.
So you may want to cut and run.
Yes, you
may.
But
what they're saying is instead, try cutting a rug.
Yeah.
And if you've never heard that expression, that means just letting your hair down and dancing and having a good time.
Right. They're saying for you that's something that you need to do to explore your fun.
Right.
Mischievous, because that's part of you. Because the dark and the light are not wrong or bad.
It's just how you use it.
It's just how you are. It's how you utilize it. So I think they're saying to you, let your hair out, be free flowing, and maybe that'll help you to balance both your dark and your light. Okay? That's the advice as far as what you need to cultivate. A little bit more of a sense of whimsy, a little bit more of a sense of mischievousness. This is a fun mischievousness.
Right, and see, again, that's coming up to me with the hair. I don't know if you could grab this. See how they restricted, and now the hair is like, that's what it's saying, let loose a little bit. Be free and be who you are. And not be restricted by other people's...
You see how your weird little perspective, not even weird, but different perspective, be your different, strange, whimsical, silly self. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They want you to cultivate that. Now, down here, we've got order, vision, and trust. Again, I get visionary. I keep getting that over and over again for you guys.
So they could be that you actually have a vision for your life.
Yep, and a vision for the world with the king of the ocean. That's the emperor. So he's like the boss of all. You've got a really good vision of the way the world is. And I think that they're trying to get you to this is the advice right here, really. They want you to cultivate that. Believe it. Believe in your vision. With trust here next to vision and order, it's almost like you have a vision. Trust it. Believe in it. What the way that you see things is valid. You know what she said? Lupita said that. I don't know why I keep getting everybody's words today, but let me just tell you, my mind is a jumble. Maybe it's just because we're doing your reading. This is how your mind is all the time. It's just full of all these great thoughts and quotes. Okay, so order, trust, and vision comes to me as believe in the way that you see things, right? The path that you have ahead of you, the way that you want to do things.
I'm sorry. I hear Arthur in my head.
Author? Oh,
Arthur.
Arthur.
He said, believe in yourself.
Oh, believe in yourself, because that's the place to start.
Yeah.
Copyrighted PBS Arthur. I don't want no problems, okay? So that's what I think they're saying. Believe in yourself. Your dreams are valid. I keep getting that. Your dreams are very, very valid. The way you see things, the things that you want to do, the path that you want to take in life, right? With this vision card of being the Two of Wands is very valid. They want you to cultivate that. They want you to work on that.
But also I want to say with the
they being whatever spiritual force you feel or power.
With this too, it could be that both of your lives are valid. Mm-hmm. It's not...
Both sides of you are valid.
Yeah, both sides of you are valid. Both of your lives, but both sides of you are valid.
The self-sacrificing portion of yourself that you need in order to feel like you're doing good, right?
Right, but also the fun-loving person who does things for you. You can't do things for other people if you can't do things for yourself, right?
Yep. So maybe, again, balance does come into play here. And every sign has been getting, even as we've done mock readings, which is when we practice a spread before we do it, has been getting a sense of balance. Imbalance is the reason why you have problems in the first place.
Right. So, because your shadow side and your light are not aligned.
Right. So I think what they're saying here is both ways that you see things, because this is vision, right? Your ability to see things on both the dark side and the light side is good. Trust in that. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that it's okay for you to be you. That is what makes you who you are. I think that's basically what it's saying. It's actually really sweet.
Right. Also, I wanted to say with this tower, and I'm going back to the shadow side.
The shadow side is...
Because remember when I said that you weren't speaking your truth here? And here we have the tower. And the tower to me is an outburst. It's time for it to come out.
Oh my God. I was going to say it and totally forgot because we had to move on.
Right. Yeah. I didn't think about it.
If you wanted to see the interplay of the cards and how we come to conclusions, just watch the progression here. Okay. And I keep moving these cards because this board doesn't want to hold them all. But you start with a small fire. You start with a large fire, and then you have a complete outburst. That's what's happening here. Because you've got these little resentments.
Because you won't be able to hold it for too much longer.
You're not able to hold it in, and now you're just like, everybody's getting on your nerves. Everybody's bothering you. You just want to cut and run. That's what your heart wants to do. It just wants to be done with this crap. But I don't think that's what's necessary. That's not what we're seeing anyway. If you see it, hey, put it in the comments. But I see a progression of somebody who goes from small resentments to larger resentments to an absolute outburst where they just do something crazy and they're just like, fuck everybody, I'm out of here.
Right, and that's what they're saying. You might want to leave everything behind.
Right.
And just was like, no. But they're like, no. If you're able to balance out your needs with everybody else's needs, then you should be fine. Right. This won't come about.
If you can give without sacrificing all of yourself.
Right.
Right. You'll be happy. Right. And if you can find ways that make you ways to show your creativity and your inner self,
right? Your
inner person without living with other people's expectations, right? Those are the balance here. Then you won't have to be bored because the Four of Cups is still a cup card, and cups have to do, with your feelings, right? So I say it's stable because fours are foundations. So you should be content with what you have, but you're not, and that's because you're not living your most authentic self and your best life. That's right. You're not living your best life, and this is a way in which you can. Aside from anybody else, these are things that you can do for yourself in order to feel more complete and more in harmony, more in alignment, really, with these two wands standing up. You can be more in alignment. You can be right in between these two posts, these goal posts. There we go, so to speak. So that's pretty much what we have for you. If you guys enjoyed this series, cool. We'll do it again next Gemini season.
Or we'll probably think of something else.
We'll think of something else.
We don't want to get stagnant.
Never, 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 never.
So, yeah, if you liked it,
like,
share,
and subscribe.
And until next time.
All right, take care. Happy birthday, you guys.
Bye.